before the collision. I think the collision was Zordich knocked the ball back into his hand.
Philadelphia 45-yard line. And this one's a little behind the intended receiver. It was Lonnie Johnson, the tight end. So it will be 2nd down and 10 at the Eagles 45, and the time remaining 1:21.
Now, Ray Rhodes told us yesterday, Charlie, that his defense worked in 10-play segments against this no huddle. Not as a hurry-up, but as a no huddle, because he knew he couldn't substitute like he wanted to. Well, he's not attacking like he wants to right now either.
Kelly again from the shotgun. Good protection, and he goes deep and overthrows everybody. Andre Reed, the intended receiver. So it'll be 3rd down and 10, and the Eagles defense getting to Kelly as he takes a shot.
Well, he takes a shot here at the end, but I got to make a point right now. We talked about him early. Corey Lucci, number 72. He was the first one to touch that one pass at Kelly's. He's playing at right tackle. He's playing against William Fuller. We haven't called Fuller's name much at all. He's having a heck of a game.
And he's replacing Glenn Parker at that spot. Right on target to Quinn Early. Early to the 25-yard line, 1st down. Converting on 3rd down, 3rd and 10.
Also an advantage for Buffalo. When you're in the no huddle a lot, is it really the hurry-up offense in the 2-minute?
He'll spike this one to stop the clock. That last pass play to Quinn Early was good for 20 yards to the 25-yard line. So now it'll be 2nd down and 10. The Bills still have their 2 timeouts remaining.
And you're in field goal range. For Steve Christie, it would be about a 42-yard field goal, well inside his range. So now you can be selective.
Question though, with 54 seconds left, why not take another timeout and have one remaining?
You're gonna go into the end zone right in here. You're getting the matchups you want, the mismatches.
Thurman Thomas. And this is why you wanted a timeout. And because now they'll take the timeout here. They wanted a running play to see if they could get anything going on the ground. Now they take a timeout. They have 1 remaining here in the first half as we step aside. We'll be back in a moment. Buffalo by 4. For the halftime report with Greg Gumbel, Mike Ditka, and if you were with us in the pregame show, Chris Collinsworth, who is Ty Detmer lookalike.
He also got called chicken chest. I think they set him up today. They definitely.
Chris is not having a good day, is he? 3rd down and 5. Now, 3rd down has been the magic number for the Bills. Their last touchdown drive, they converted 4 times. On this drive, they converted once. Can they do it twice? No, it's intercepted. No, it's not intercepted. Came out of the arms. Thomas, the intended receiver. Ray Farmer, who recovered the fumble early in the ballgame, was diving for it, and when he came down, he couldn't hang on to it.
Well, that tells you something about the last few weeks. You know, earlier in the season, the way Jim Kelly's season was going, this would be an interception. When things are going your way, somehow the defensive guys find a way to drop it.
38-yard field goal attempt by Steve Christie. And here it is. And it is good. From 38 yards away. And the Bills move up by 3 more. They lead 17-10. Sorry I jumped on you, but I was looking for the snap.
No problem, Charlie. What we're seeing right now is a Buffalo team that's been in this situation before. A bunch of veterans, just like Jim Kelly you see right there, with a leader in Marv Levy that really knows how to let this team run with a little bit of rope. You know, you got Bruce Smith in the defense who's starting to get on a roll for you. Jim Kelly and this offense are starting to confuse and take the aggression out of Philadelphia's offense. You know, this is a group of guys that just says, hey, look, we know where we've been. We've been in 4 Super Bowls. You know, what's just another big game in the regular season? They have that to fall back on. Ray Rhodes and his guys don't have that to fall back on. And you're also seeing a little bit of a hangover. They got off to a good start in the first half, and things have started turning a little bit the other way on them. They've lost that emotion that is so important, that won them that game last week, and right now the emotion isn't really there for Rhodes' team. They're guessing on defense.
We have 36 seconds. That is the time remaining in the first half. And Buffalo leads it 17-10. Steve Christie, who just converted the field goal from 38 yards away, will be kicking off with Derek Witherspoon, the return man for the Eagles. He is the deep back. Mark Say is the up back off to the far side. Witherspoon takes it at the 1-yard line, slips just a little bit on the turf, out to the 15, and then tripped up across the 20 down around the 21 or the 22-yard line. Ken Irvin is the Bill who got him. So the Eagles will go to work now with exactly 30 seconds left to go here in the first half.
Now, one of the reasons Ray Rose was so excited about getting Ty Detmer into this offense was the way he saw him run the 2-minute and the hurry-up offense in Green Bay as the backup against Rhodes' defense up there. But this is not a situation to take chances and do anything that gives Buffalo another chance at a big play.
Detmer, deep over the middle, pass is complete. He goes to Chris T. Jones. Now, the last three games, within the last minute, Detmer has taken the ball club down to score. They'll take a timeout. They stop it here. They use up 7 seconds, 23 seconds left, 40-yard line.
And why this guy is so good in this situation has got one thing to do with his demeanor. He's very cool. He does not flap easy. And number two is the guy's smart.
Yes.
The guy looks at a defense, he can read it, and he's a leader. You know, I refer to him, for the Philadelphia fans out there, he is the anti-Randall.
Yep.
You know, he is the guy that he does everything as a quarterback should that Randall didn't as a starter here.
Now, but he's been reading defenses since high school. His dad was his coach. He was in high school in San Antonio. They had 5 wide receivers on every play. He had to pick and choose. BYU, they also had that wide open offense. Different terminology, he told us. He's been making these reads, you know, since the time immemorial.
And you know the Buffalo defense knows about that last graphic.
Oh, man. Whoa. He is nailed. Marlon Kerner on a corner blitz. Whoa, whoa.
And how do you take a little sting out of an offense? Woo. Thank you very little. Never even sees him until the last 2 steps.
And he comes out throwing. He throws to Kevin Turner, and Turner gets some of it back out to around the 41-yard line. They'll stop the clock here now with 5 seconds left. They still want to get another one, don't they? They were trying to score.
Well, Buffalo is coming after him. You know, they played very soft on the first down. And to be honest with you, Wade Phillips said, okay, the heck with that. We're going to come after this guy. Let's see how he handles that. But, you know, you asked him yesterday, and, you know, I'm sure Wade Phillips there is very aware of Detmer's arm. People downplay of it. But you said, hey, look, in this situation, 5 seconds to go, you know it's the Big Ben offense. You know, 3 guys on one side, 1 guy on the other. Chunk it as far as you can. He told you I can throw it 60 yards.
70 maybe.
I don't know about that.
Well, he's with the wind.
Yeah, but also, you better get it up in the wind, because you need a little altitude in this situation, because you want a jump ball that can be batted by the offense.
And here we go. 3 wide receivers on the near side. Good blocking. Rolls out. Buys time. Slips. He's down. And he is sacked as Sam Rogers gets the sack. They were going to see how far that he could throw it, but time runs out on the Eagles. The Bills coming from behind after trailing early in the ball game and not playing all that well in the early part of the first quarter, have the lead at halftime. The score is Buffalo 17, Philadelphia 10. As we send you now to Greg Gumbel, our NFL and NBC halftime studio in New York.
This is the Domino's Pizza NFL.
Both teams had a turnover. By far the big play that separates this whole thing right now is that block punt by Gabe Northern that he returned for the touchdown. Otherwise this thing is 10-10, but it's an emotional game today. Buffalo's here. They know how to react emotionally. Philadelphia started out really high and sort of said, okay, here we go. We're going to start pouncing on somebody again. And suddenly they become the pouncee and not the pouncer.
Quarterback comparison, Ty Detmer 15 of 25, a touchdown and an interception. Kelly 8 of 16 for 93 yards.
But I also remember, you know, we did our thing earlier today on the NFL and NBC with the studio. We talked about the running and the passing. Buffalo, if they throw less than 30 passes this year, is 3-0. So if they can run it and don't have to throw it, they're going to beat you.
Derek Witherspoon is the deep back on the return. It is high and short, taken at the 15-yard line. Now to the 25, across the 30. Pretty good field position to start the drive. The Eagles will be at their own 35-yard line. David White with the stop for the Buffalo Bills. And here's Ty Detmer as he goes to work.
Well, the guy to watch, too, here in this situation, I think, Charlie, is Ricky Watters. You know, I mentioned the fact that he's such an emotional football player. Look for Ricky Watters. If he gets a big run or he gets a big first down, he's going to get up really pumping his arms and screaming and yelling and kind of waving at the fans. He wants to get them back into the game, and he wants the emotion back on the Eagles' side.
We need to get the fans back of the ball game. It's now very quiet as we start the second half. See what Ricky Watters can do. Well, not all that much. 2, maybe 3 yards on the play. So it'll be second down. Ted Washington making the tackle. Interesting, the change of the tempo of the game when the Eagles are on offense, when the Bills are on offense. That's the no huddle hurries up everybody.
Yeah, so
keeps everybody a step off.
People get confused with the no huddle. They say, well, gee, that's just to wear down a bunch of big, fat defensive guys. Well, you know, Philadelphia is not big and fat on defense. What they're getting beaten by is it's taking the aggressiveness out of the defense, and they look confused.
You start thinking rather than reacting. Oh, good slide step. Nice move by Charlie Garner. Couple of good slide steps, just feeling for the opening. He finds it, and he finds the first down. He is so quick. Bryce Pop makes the tackle.
Well, that's another little fire and emotion out of somebody besides Ricky Watters. That one by Charlie Garner. Watch onside. Bruce Smith completely disrupts this play. And somehow, with good blocking coming from the backside mostly, Charlie Garner just takes this thing on and just starts looking for guys in white jerseys to hit.
Ricky Watters now the tailback. Garner picked up 10 to the 48, first down. Opening drive, second half. Eagles down by 7. And here's Watters with a pair of blockers in front. But he is brought down by Bryce Pop once again. He's got a couple of yards to the 50.
Well, it's pretty obvious Ray Rhodes and John Gruden, the offensive coordinator, want to get Ricky Watters in the running game going. They didn't do much after the first quarter or so offensively. And the reason that is they stopped getting the mismatches and they weren't getting the running game going. You see 29 yards, and you know, it's almost like a replay. Carolina held this team to 30 yards rushing. The difference there was that Ty Detmer threw for over 300 yards.
Second down and 8. Detmer to throw. Here's pressure, gets it off, wobbly. Watters has it, slips a tackle. It's going to be close to the first down, and Detmer gets lowered again. He takes a beating, though, doesn't he? Gets right back up.
Well, he gets smacked a lot, and the one thing you got to like about this guy is every time somebody smacks him, he challenges him and kind of pats him on the tail. And you know, we talked about the fire and the emotion, and right now they're executing, but that fire and emotion just is not that evident right now for Philadelphia. And you keep getting your quarterback smacked around like that by Hansen, he's going to snuff the fire out of that guy.
Buffalo, 41-yard line, first down. I'm not sure you can snuff the fire out of Detmer. They might separate a shoulder, but the fires will burn. Here's Watters. Good defensive play, stopped at the 38-yard line.
You know, we talked about earlier that they scored on the first possession of a football game. You know, 6 out of 10 games now. One thing they also do well, too, and I'm sure, you know, Thurman Thomas and his entire Buffalo defense knows, is that they score a lot on their first possession of the second half also coming out. They adjust very well.
Second down and 7. Watters is the upback. Garner's the tailback. Thunder and Lightning, they called them last year. Thunder in motion. Here's Lightning. He's got the speed on the corner. He is so quick. Has the corner. Watters with a block. 21-yard line. Matt Stevens finally gets it.
Well, that's another case of really not bad blocking out here. You see Ricky Watters in motion. He's going to block. All the key blocks are going to happen here. But here's the big one, and that is speed. Watch what Garner does. The block's set up. Guy McIntyre gets a real nice block right there. But, you know, Bruce Smith is trying to come in from the backside, and they can't get it. But the reason they got the corner, they got a little holding penalty.
And with the holding call, the ball goes back to the 47-yard line. The down goes over. They'll mark it second down and 17. Now Garner, a wide receiver. He's wide to the near side and single coverage on him. Matt Stevens has it. And the intended receiver, Watters, slipped.
Slips again. That's the third time so far earlier in the second half that Ricky Waters has slipped out. So
That's at second base, too.
well, it's that dirt area.
Yeah.
It's the only place you're going to get dirty, but evidently you're also going to get a little wet. And you know, it becomes a factor later in the afternoon on these turf fields if they are wet.
There's second base right there, and a little mud around it.
A little mud on the
you
outside,
talk about
water
wet,
on top.
Wet. Friday night it rained. I mean, on Friday afternoon and Friday evening it poured.
And they don't cover these fields,
No.
Charlie.